the last several years. Franco-Nevada, hugely successful as well, 111%. So you're beating them by a bit.
We're in good company.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I think the variable question to all that background is what have been the keys to your guys' incredible success?
Well, and I mentioned it earlier on, and I'm a geological engineer. I really focus on the technical side. The streaming industry, and I remember when we created the model in 2004, I'll be honest, it never left the bottom drawer of Ian Telfer's desk for 2-3 years, right? We created it. Lukas Lundin, bless his soul, he was one of the first people that recognized the value that the streaming model had. And so we created this model, and now we're building Goldcorp, and I was totally focused on building Goldcorp. And I get a call from Lucas's banker. It wasn't Lucas directly, but Lucas's banker saying, Lucas wants to, that thing you just did down in Mexico? Lucas wants to do that in Sweden. And so that was our second deal. Within a month, we did the Zinkgruvan deal with Lundin Mining. And the beautiful side of that transaction was that Lucas had bought Zinkgruvan off of Rio Tinto. Rio Tinto builds really good quality mines, Cadillac operations. He bought it off of Rio Tinto for $125 million. He came to us and said, I'd like to say the silver. The silver's about maybe 15% of the revenue there. They produce just between 1.5 and 2 million ounces of silver a year. I said, I'd like to sell you the silver. And so we gave him $75 million, but we didn't have $75 million yet in the bank at Wheaton, or Silver Wheaton, I guess. So we gave him $50 million in cash and $25 million in shares of Silver Wheaton. Within 6 months, those shares had more than tripled in value. 25 times 3, 75, plus the 50 million. Lucas has got a free mine. He doesn't have any silver from that mine, but he's got a lot of lead zinc coming from that mine. And Lucas, for the longest time, would describe, the value. So it's, I guess that's a way of highlighting that this is a model that delivers value to all the stakeholders. What we're trying to do is unlock the fact that you've got precious metals buried in a lot of these, it works the best in the base metal space, but bringing that out from good quality mines to the investors is very, very important. So getting back to the comment, what's the trick? Good, solid technical backing. This, from the outside, for the first how many years, people with streaming, it's like that black magic. How does that work, right? The simplicity is actually confusing. Nobody ever, kind of thinks about it from that perspective. They think it must be confusing. And for years, we had to try and convince people that, no, this is simple, very genuine. And it looks very financial in terms of financial engineering. But at the foundation of it is, and this is so important, is sound technical opinions in terms of making sure, going back to what Telfer told me in 2001, what mines what to buy and what mines not to buy. And you have to have a technical foundation in your decision tree. It has to come back to that. So that to me is the single key to the success that we've had at Wheaton Precious Metals, is that we've never given up that. We've got 40 employees in the company, and more than a third of them, it's probably around, it's more than a third of them are a technical background, technical history, geology, metallurgy, engineering, social science, in that space. So,
Randy,